to the table. Texas value meals. Scratch cook, $9.99, and only at Cotton Patch.
This Earth Day, remember, small actions add up to big change. When you recycle right, pick up litter, or care for your community, you're helping keep America beautiful, today and for future generations. Join millions of people taking simple steps to protect the places we love. Because a cleaner, greener planet starts with all of us. Learn how to keep America beautiful this Earth Day at KAB.org.
Hardball Hardge here for Cover Ford Hutto. This April, the Blue Bonnets are blooming, and the deals are too. Right now, get $20,991 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 Lightning Flashes and $14,351 off of MSRP on select new 2025 Ford Mustang Mach-E's. Just like Blue Bonnet season, these deals won't last long. So come experience the Cover difference. Visit Cover Ford Hutto right off of 79 in Hutto, coverfordhutto.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Individual results may vary.
Ownwell has saved us over $2,000 in 2 years. Trying to protest your taxes on your own, it can drive somebody mad. Get onto Ownwell, create an account, input information about your house. They do everything for you, and it's amazing.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be reduced. Ownwell combines savvy technology and deep local expertise to save real estate owners real money. Plus, Ownwell handles everything from paperwork to negotiations and even attending hearings on your behalf. Ownwell saves you time and money. Want to see how much Ownwell can save you on your property taxes? Just enter an address and see your tax savings estimate. See how much you can save with Ownwell right now. Text HOME to 64,000. Text HOME to 64,000. That's HOME to 64,000.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday is here. It's Wayfair's big sale, where you can score the best deals in home, like up to 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. You won't find better deals for your home anywhere else. We're talking furniture, decor, rugs, and more, all at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. So don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Wayday now through April 27th to score the best deals in home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, partly cloudy skies for your Monday, a high near 90. Could see a stray shower or storm tonight, a low of 75. Tuesday, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, a high in the low 90s.
This report is sponsored by Burger King. Burger King has been working on the Whopper, and thanks to you, it's never tasted better. Flame grilled beef, crisp produce, and a perfectly toasted bun. Whether it's been weeks or years, come try the Whopper again for only $3.99 on Whopper Wednesday. Terms apply. Visit bk.com/terms.
It's not just a radio app. It's what's happening right now.
It's on.
On the iHeartRadio app, you're not just listening. You're in it.
You better believe it.
From breaking news.
Splashdown confirmed.
To what's happening in your community.
Local, national, and world.
Live moments.
Impacting millions.
Real voices.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest.
Amazing prizes. Plus, talk to your favorite host using the TalkBack mic.
I have loved always hearing you guys.
This is where culture comes alive.
I listen everywhere on the app.
Download the iHeartRadio app today.
AM 1300 The Zone. FS1. To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1. Go to foxsports.com for details.
Two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio. LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox with you here. Coming up top the next hour, a little over 10 minutes from now, somebody has explained what was really going on night one of the NFL draft. That'll be yours right here on FSR. But right now, it is time for this.
After your sports weekend happens. So it's time to get the FSR IR report.
All right, who's got it? Who's got it? Sticks was sipping yesterday.
Come on, VAR.
Come on.
We already saw the photo. We know something's going on.
Gang.
You saw what photo?
You had the
you sent it.
I don't remember.
Exactly. That's the point.
You
What
sent
did I say?
you sent the beer and the Long Island.
Oh yeah. That was probably let me look at that one. That was probably number 3, number 4.
There you go.
Damn.
But I told y'all that's my new thing, to double up with the Long Island and Cerveza.
That's kind of like the Wire a little bit, right? Shot in a beer, sort of. Not really.
Yeah, man. It's pretty good, man. It's a pretty good combination. I ain't gonna lie to you, and it doesn't take you to a place where you're belligerent. It's just like it's a nice little deal, man. Yeah. So I can't say other than it was really cold and the rain was really bad, and that makes my joints feel really, really crazy. I can't say I had any IR moments this weekend. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wish I had something better for y'all.
Well, hey.
All right.
Yeah.
My knee was a little sore though. That
Jonas, you saw a
rain.
baseball game. Jonas, did the Cubs win?
I guess that was a baseball game. Oh no, Cubs win. That's funny. No, of course not.
You're the mush.
Not. Yeah. No,
you're the mush, man.
It's just that just didn't go well at all. They're too banged up, man. They don't have a chance. But Dodger fans are still upset. Pete Crow Armstrong. It's a whole thing. It's a whole get-go.
We are Sports.
Hey, listen up. Take the next step toward your future with an affordable online degree or certificate from University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited state university. Classes start May 13th, and when you apply now, your application fee is waived. Choose from over 135 skills-based programs. Earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Don't forget, save now with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Visit umgc.edu to learn more.
The NBA playoffs are right around the corner, and now you can trade on every game on Kalshi. You can also trade on who wins each series, the conference finals, and the championship. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in the live market. No house and no odds making. And as the odds move, you can buy in and out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app, use code PROVE to get $10 when you trade $10. Kalshi, Kalshi. Trade on anything.
From the Lorenz and Lorenz Traffic Center.
A couple of issues on what's usually the lighter side of traffic in Manor. On 290 eastbound at FM 973, a crash blocks off 2 right lanes. Also eastbound on 290, reports of an accident after Palmer Lane. And you're starting to slow down this morning on I-35 northbound, 10 minutes added to the drive from 45 up to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
Staples has hundreds of ways to grow your business this spring, like spectacular signs, brilliant brochures, eye-popping posters, mouth-watering menus, and more. Shop now through June 13th and save up to $150 on all your custom prints. Staples. That was easy.
Did you know? Each year, Americans toss out more than $382 billion worth of food, costing an average family of 4 nearly $3,000 each year, and costing our planet even more in wasted resources. Luckily, there's a lot we can do to reduce all this waste, to help your wallet and the planet. To learn what you can do, visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.earth/food waste, and spread the word that food should never be trash.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a hospitality manager at a 5-star hotel.
So I just checked into room 318, but someone was in there.
Room 318. Oh, you were supposed to be booked in 813, which is now booked.
So what do we do?
How about rock, paper, scissors for who gets the bed?
This is time for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Discover a new podcast from our library of over 350,000 titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
Marty Markowitz had his share of problems. Troubles at work, a failing relationship. His parents had recently died. And so Marty decided to get some professional help. In the summer of 1981, he walked into the office of a psychiatrist named Ike Hirschkoff.
I go into his office, and we looked at each other, and he said, okay, why are you here?
Marty liked Ike. And Ike, well, he seemed to see something in Marty.
At the end of the first session, he said, I'm going to take you on as a patient. And he says, I don't do that with everybody.
But this psychiatrist, it would turn out, wasn't like other psychiatrists.
He cut me off from everybody. So the only person I could turn to was Dr. Ike.
And from the moment Marty started seeing him, he began to change.
We didn't see him. I mean, he lived around the corner, and suddenly we didn't go there anymore. And he wasn't coming over anymore. It's as if somebody died.
If Marty Markowitz had known what he was walking into when he first visited that office, he probably would have walked right out the door and never come back. This is a story about power, control, and turning to the wrong person for help for more than 29 years.
When Ike instructed me to buy this house, Ike told me, no, you can't use the master bedroom. You're going to stay in the back section of the house.
Oh, I'm trying to think when it really got nuts. It really got crazy.
I'm Joe Nocera, a columnist for Bloomberg Opinion.
Okay, it's a wild story.
The Shrink Next Door.
Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts all in one.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, Mo City, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas.
or wherever you may be listening. This is a Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff, right here on Sports Radio AM 1300. The Zone. The Texas Longhorns get their name called, and let's just say, down south is where we stay. We'll figure it out when we get to Miami. Cowboys and the Texans get their grades, and they've done really, really well on their picks. The NBA playoffs get interesting for a lot of folks, but some just can't figure out what's going on in H-Town. Zach Sim of OrangeBlood.com joins us at 8 a.m., and we get into so much more. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, we're going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets, but we also want you to voice your opinion. So all you got to do is use that talkback feature on the new and improved iHeartRadio app. If it's good enough, it might play on air, but also
if it's good enough,
you might get a chance to win a pair of tickets. That's right. I'm giving away tickets. We're giving away tickets today to the Dave Matthews Band. That's right. Dave Matthews will be at the Moody Center, so stay dialed in. Well, it happened. The NFL draft has come and gone, and obviously the Texas Longhorns had their names called, and it was a lot of Texas Longhorns getting an opportunity, whether you got drafted or in the free agent market. Guys are getting an opportunity to play at the next level. Anthony Hill was drafted in the second round by the Tennessee Titans. I think it's a great pick for Anthony Hill and a great pick for the Titans. Malik Muhammad got drafted in the fourth round by the Chicago Bears. The Bears like Texas Longhorn defensive back, so that's a good spot for him. And then all of a sudden, Miami decided it was time to make a run on the Texas Longhorns. They like South Beach, so they came and got Trey Moore for outside linebacker in the fourth round. In the fifth round, they took Michael Taft. And in the sixth round, they took one DJ Campbell. Jack Endries, tight end. I think this is a steal for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think once he gets to the next level, he's going to be just fine. They got him in the 7th round. But here's the Dolphins making their phone calls to pick up some of these Longhorns.
Man, I'm fired up. One of my best friends is Quinn Ewers, so I'm really fired up.
There you go, man. He'll be fired up to have you. We'll try to pick him off in practice as much as we can. You want to come play football down here in South Florida?
Of course, Coach. You know that.
All you got to do is come be the same Trey Moore you've been for the last 5 years of playing ball, all right? Fired up or what?
Yes, sir. I'm fired up.
And congratulations to you, man. We're excited to get you. We got a bunch of your teammates, and we're going to get ready to rock and roll.
I guess they like South Beach. Not only did they get Michael Taft and Trey Moore, as I said, they got DJ Campbell, somebody that is nasty on that offensive line. I think this is going to be a great opportunity for him as well.
Well, technically, they like Longhorns, and Longhorns are going to love South Beach. I mean, it's cool to see guys go to a place where they have familiarity, but I think that the biggest factor of it is Miami needed a lot, and they were able to get a lot because the players that they picked up have something to prove. They were really good here on the 40 acres, and they didn't get drafted the way that I thought they would have according to their abilities. But statistically, they had other guys that assumed those roles of getting going out and eat, as we would say. So I think that Trey Moore is going to really surprise people at how good he is.
Yeah, I think DJ Campbell is going to be the guy too. I mean, once you get into the next level and being a offensive lineman that can really get after it, can push and help move that line, I think he's going to be a special.
And Miami
special
really
player.
needed that.
I think he has a chance to be a special player. And you also got to look at the Miami Dolphins. It's a brand new regime there too. There's new people, new personnel. So in the front office and on the football field. So there's going to be an opportunity for these guys to come in. But it's very, very rare that you see a team draft 3 rounds in a row to get
from the same school,
to get the same people from the same school. So it's an interesting draft, and a lot of people are excited for what this Texas Longhorn team was able to do. Coming up in my Hard Knocks life, I'll talk a little bit about the draft and what it's looked like over the last few years for the Texas Longhorns and what it's missing. But they also had some free agent signing. Jack Bomeister, the punter, he ended up signing with the 49ers. Mason Shipley ended up signing. These are undrafted free agent signings, by the way. Ended up signing with the New Orleans Saints. Matthew Caldwell, quarterback, ended up signing with the Rams. Like Matthew Caldwell, I think a lot of people are going to end up liking that guy at the next level. Jalen Gilbo ended up signing with the Panthers. That's a good place for him. And he, too, has another Texas Longhorn out there that he can hang out with Jonathan Brooks. So that'll be an opportunity. Also got JT Sanders over there as well. Ethan Burke and Cole Brevard signed with the Baltimore Ravens. I think Ethan Burke is going to go on and play in the NFL for a very, very long time. I just think that for some reason they just didn't see it in him. And I don't understand it either. I mean, I think he's a talented guy, got good lean, made a bunch of big plays for Texas over his time here. So we'll see what ends up happening for him. But I think Ethan Burke's going to get a great opportunity in Baltimore.
He's going to get a great opportunity. And, you know, Texas has historically had defensive ends, outside linebackers that went to places and showed up. And I think that he's just the next one. He's going to do well in Baltimore.
Yeah, I think so too. But as you look across the NFL draft and you look at some of the universities that were able to get guys, and you start to understand that, hey, you got an opportunity here. There's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be looking for players when the transformation happens, where you get done from the mini camps, the rookie camps, and all that other stuff. You've already had your free agents. They're trying to get a lot of bodies into camp.
Yeah.
So once that is done, then you'll start to see some of the things that kind of even itself out. But I think athletically, a lot of these Texas Longhorns are going to get an opportunity because they've done a really good job of preparing these guys to get to the next level.
Yeah, the camps will get up to 100, 110 players, and then they'll start cutting down. Then, of course, 2 weeks out from the season, they have to make that cut down to 53, which is going to be that's when it gets to the point to where thank you for your service, but we're going to go this direction, and you have to narrow it down. But we're a long ways from that. So, like, all of these guys that are in camp, they're going to get a look. You're going to see if you can play or not. And I think that the guys that Texas had that were undrafted free agents, they weren't the stars on Texas defense. So, like, as much as they did and as well trained as they are, they're going to go places and they're going to be going up against people that aren't as good as they are, and they're going to get that look. And I'm happy that they just get the opportunity.
Yeah, Cole Brevard is somebody that I thought was going to come in and just wear people out because of his size, his frame, and what he brought to the table. But you also, the SEC is a little bit different. Everybody's got a different mindset, and things happen for a reason. I also wanted to make sure that we put out there Travis Shaw also signed with the Baltimore Ravens. So there's a lot of people that are getting an opportunity. The Ravens are giving people some chances, but it's a little bit different. It's definitely different in the mindset of all of these different players with the opportunity. When I said Cole Brevard went to the Ravens, that's not where he went. Cole Brevard went to the Chiefs. Travis Shaw went to the Ravens. So I wanted to make sure I clarified that as well. So that's a good look for the Texas Longhorns. If you put all of them in total and you get to see how many free agent signings that they had, Texas had 7 free agent signings, and then they also had 7 picks in the NFL draft. So that's 14 guys being the opportunity to play at the next level. So we'll see what ends up happening.
Let's see how many get a job.
Roster spots. That's right.
That's what's important.
At some point, practice squad that works miles.
What you mean?
If you can make the practice squad, even if you don't make the roster, you make the practice squad. You get a whole year.
Well, yeah.
On a team practicing. You get eyes on you, and you get more experience through that way.
Yeah, you're almost like an alternate.
Yeah.
And you get a chance if somebody gets hurt, man, they pull up the people that know their system.
Yeah. And you get to get picked up by other teams as well. Hour number 1 is just underway. What a great way to start your Monday. Coming up next, we'll talk about the Spurs. I'll have my Hardge Knocks life, and Texas softball has a great weekend along with beach volleyball. That's right. We're talking about everything over here on the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball, Hardge, WWE Hall of Famer, World's Strongest Man, the Mark Henry, and Marcus behind the boards. When we come back, we talk NBA right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
Hey there, Texas fans. This is the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way, inviting you to join us for Longhorn football.
Touchdown! Texas wins!
We'll bring you all of the action all season long, including in-depth analysis and exclusive access to players and coaches before the opening kick and after the final whistle. And every week, we'll talk with Texas Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian on Longhorn Weekly. This is your exclusive source for Texas Longhorn football
on 1300 The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
A couple of issues on what's usually the lighter side of traffic in Manor. On 290 eastbound at FM 973, a crash blocks off 2 right lanes. Also eastbound on 290, reports of an accident after Palmer Lane. And you're starting to slow down this morning on I-35 northbound, 10 minutes added to the drive from 45 up to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Willie's Grill and Ice House. Now open in Leander. Leander, your new go-to spot is open now. Willie's Grill and Ice House. Willie's brings a freshly made scratch kitchen, never frozen tenders, and a full bar. With 4 Austin area locations to serve you, come check out the newest Willie's, 1412 Bright Lane in Leander. Stop in today. Willie's Grill and Ice House.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code FUTURE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FUTURE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's FUTURE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
Hi, this is Tom McKay, owner of Audiovisual Consultations. Today's home electronics can be a bit daunting. My company has spent the last 38 years making sure they are not. We carry all major brands of television and stereo equipment at prices you can't find in stores, and you don't have to leave your house. We come to you. I believe in having fun and dreaming big. If you have a dream for your home entertainment, let me know. I can make that dream come true. Anything from theaters to multi-room audio systems, lighting control, computer networks, hell, even golf simulators. We cultivate clients for a lifetime by treating everyone like their family. And we provide everything at incredibly competitive prices and install it seamlessly into your home. So relax, hug your kids, make love to your wife, and smile. Then give us a call at 512-255-8678. It's 512-255-8678 or online at avconsultations.com.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to trust what you're seeing. Who made it? Is it real? But with iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio host's product recommendations. And if you own or manage a business here or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way in creating your future customers. Make iHeartMedia a part of your 2026 plan today. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. Again, that's iHeartAdvertising.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Wake up with Hardge and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 on the iHeart Radio app. We're making an adjustment. We've got to change some things around. Coming up at 7:34, we will have our guy Zach of WorldSports.com joining us to talk all things Texas baseball. As we had a huge weekend in Nashville, and then it gets big this weekend as Mississippi State comes to town. Big matchup.
Wow, big deal.
I wanted to get into this conversation because the NBA continues to be fantastic when it comes to the playoffs. When you start to look at what these games have turned into, what the intensity level is in all of these games, you can go back to Friday night. The Celtics and the 76ers went at it. The Celtics ends up beating them 108-100. You look at the Lakers continuing to show that they're not going away. That last 6 seconds of the regulation where LeBron comes down.
Oh
hits
my
a
God,
three.
I can't believe this, man.
Yeah, it comes down and hits a three where they keep turning the ball over, the Rockets, that is. The Lakers end up winning 112-108. Then you look at the Spurs, who were wondering what they were going to do without Wembanyama. All they had was two of the younger players in the league go for 25 each. Dylan Harper coming off the bench with 27 and 10. And Stephon Castle playing well, so they take a 2-1 lead. And then Saturday, you see the Nuggets and the Timberwolves get into it. There's fines and rules that have been broken. So Jokic and Randall get fined. They get into a fight. The Timberwolves win 112-96. They got a 3-1 lead, but the news comes out today that Anthony Edwards may be out for the rest of the playoffs because of a bone bruise in his knee. So we'll end up seeing what happens there. The Magics keep punching the Pistons in the face and not letting them get comfortable, and they figure out a way to get it done. The Thunder is going to end up sweeping the Suns tonight as they get ready to play that tonight. And the Knicks and the Hawks have come down to a 2-2 series tied, and now they get a chance to play tonight as well. But yesterday you got a chance for Wembanyama to come back. And, well, let's just say Wemby announced his presence with authority.
Guarded by Kamara. Wemby spinning, lays it up and in. Trying to body him. Wembanyama with the block. Klingon got it back. Shot clock at 2. It's blocked again. Wembanyama out of there with it. The Blazers at 25%. Wembanyama 4-3. It's good. Holiday in the paint. What a pass underneath. Oh, Wembanyama was just better. His fourth rejection. Haven't seen many guys that big, period. It's true. And then all the stuff that goes along with it is just ridiculous. Here he is again with his fifth block right on cue. 6 seconds left in the quarter. Harper driving, lays it up. No, the follow jam by Wembanyama almost took the basket down. Castle's got 13 points.
Wemby goes out and has 27 points, 3 assists, 4 steals, and 7 blocks. He had 11 defensive rebounds of his 12. What an outstanding performance. He was 8 of 8 from the free throw line. And this was after he had to fight the people in concussion protocol to get himself back on the court. Mark, what did you take away from this matchup this weekend, from all the games, actually?
Well, I mean, the Lakers, they played a poor game. Lack of effort, lack of hustle. They had things that worked, and they did not go back to the things that worked. I think they wanted to just go home and close out at home. It looked like they were having a glorified practice, like they were just trying stuff. As far as the Spurs go, they got down by 17.
Mm-hmm.
And victories are not just going to happen. You got to make them happen. I think at halftime, Mitch got after him and said, listen, we don't need to have a spell. So go out there and play like your job depends on it. You know, sometimes you just got to talk tough to people. Like, they got to get fired up. And they got fired up, and they came back, erased the 17-point lead, and then beat them by 17. So that's the level of production that the Spurs potentially have. And Victor Wembanyama, to, get on him, he's a competitor, Hardge. So I don't fault him for being mad at the NBA for holding him out. But I do have to let the point be made. The NBA is not your friend. They're your employer. And if Victor Wembanyama went down the court and passed out after having this concussion because they allowed him to play, they would be liable They don't want to be sued. So they have these protocols in place to protect you from hurting them, not to protect you. I mean, you would hope that they would have some decency and say, we want the player to be okay, which I think is the case.
It would also be a PR nightmare that you let a guy on the court too early and he passes out.
Oh my gosh. You talk about negative. It would put a dark cloud over the entire it would put it over the entire season as well as the playoffs.
Yep. Well, Wemby talked about what he thought the procedures were and how, the staff did their job, but he just thought that there was some other things that were in play.
I won't get into the details. I don't want it to become a distraction. Ask me again after the end of the season. But again, all the doctors, especially on the Spurs, but the doctors all around, they were great. Took great care of me. But the way the situation was handled was very disappointing. Not on the Spurs again.
Not on the Spurs again. But for him to be able to go out there and talk about it and get an independent doctor to come in and view him, as a lot of players are doing nowadays, he was able to be free enough to play, and he played unbelievable.
Yeah, he played unbelievable, Hardge, but just what if? Like, you can't complain about the league protecting the players and then go back and say, oh, they don't care about us. They just want us to play back-to-backs, and you got to play 82 games. And you can't have it both ways. The league was trying to protect him from himself and from the organization because, the Spurs wanted to win that game.
Well, here's the other part of it. I mean, if he got an independent neurologist, that's on Wemby. That's on that neurologist's liability.
But he doesn't work for the league, and the league is going to protect themselves.
Agreed. And that's why you got to have two sides of it, right? You got to always have two of them because you know how your body's reacting to certain stuff. You know if you can go and if you can't.
Yeah.
You know if you've been sick all night and throwing up because you got the headache. He obviously didn't have headache because the lights were flashing and everything else was going on too. So he was able to go out there and perform. So there's always going to be that. My son was playing with a broken leg before. We didn't know he had a broken leg. He said it was broken. We didn't know it, but he went out and played with it. Played really good too. But we found out his leg was broken. But he found out he could play if he needed to. And those are the types of things that this league is looking at. If Victor said he can play, and I understand what those people say, because the numbers tell you Victor was great. He was able to play. And he fell on the ground multiple times. Multiple times it got up and was clapping and was ready to go. So there were some things that obviously symptoms-wise that they needed to check out. But I would have done the same thing. I would have had an independent neurologist show up because I wanted to play in the game. And I traveled.
And I understood you.
Yeah.
And you said times.
Yeah.
You don't have to correct yourself. He fell multiple times.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Make me happy.
Appreciate that, man. I don't even know where to go with this. But the way that it did go down is this.
Go sit down somewhere.
He went in and played well, and now they are one game away from ending it all for the Trailblazers.
Yep.
Coming up next, we've got our guy Zach Sim of OrangeBloods.com talks about the Texas baseball series win this weekend and what's next, because they do play Sam Houston tomorrow, but they have a huge series with Mississippi State this weekend. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
A crash closes down all lanes, both northbound and southbound at FM 1826 at Shaw Cove, really close to Highway 45. There's also a wreck on the service road of Mopac southbound around Palmer Lane. And stop-and-go speeds this morning going northbound on I-35. You're backed up from 45 up to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. When you hear a good deal, it's natural to do a double take. That's what you might do when you hear Discover will automatically double all the cash back you've earned on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
Hey, this is John Hope Bryant, founder of Operation Hope and host of the Money and Wealth podcast series on iHeartRadio. April 30th is Green Socks Day, a day to champion financial literacy because green is the color of money, the color of wealth, and the color of financial freedom. Wear your green socks and post it with the hashtag Green Socks Day. Together, we can build an economy that works for everyone. Visit operationhope.org to become a Green Socks Day ambassador today.
Friday, May 1st, it's Jurassic Ballpark at Del Diamond, presented by United Heritage Credit Union. Watch the Express take on the Dodgers AAA affiliate and meet lifelike dinosaurs around the park. Then stick around for a Budweiser fireworks eruption. Tickets at rrexpress.com.
It's the Marketer's Report. In this edition, Heather Sparks, head of content at Zenith, the Publicist media agency, discusses the inherently human power of radio hosts.
I actually think DJs were the original influencers. You invited them into your home, you invited them into your ear, you built a relationship with them, you understood and trusted the things that were interesting to them. And yes, now that's got a full flywheel and it's very video based and there's a lot of different types of influence. And so thinking about the plethora of content, human created versus not human created, I think as humans, we're always looking to feel something. And so I think human connection is never going to go away.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia connects marketers to all the audiences, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow, and all guaranteed human. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartAdvertising.com.
In the spirit of NFL Draft Week, schools are on the clock for student health and well-being. The NFL Foundation, powered by Gen Youth and Action for Healthy Kids, is launching NFL Flag In-School Play 60 Champions to rally school districts to step up, sign on, and become champions for student health, creating active and supportive environments for youth during the school day and beyond. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell explains.
Flag football is one of the fastest growing and most inclusive sports in the country. When schools bring NFL Flag in school into their programs, it becomes a catalyst, sparking enthusiasm for movement and helping more students reach that goal of 60 active minutes each day.
Here's Gen Youth CEO Anne-Marie Krautheim.
Fewer than 1 in 4 students get the recommended 60 minutes of daily physical activity. Now, with Action for Healthy Kids, we're inviting every school to apply for a free NFL Flag in School kit and join the Play 60 Champions movement.
Schools can apply today at flag.genyouthnow.org.
Victor Wembanyama, 27 points in his return from a concussion as the Spurs rallied from 19 down, beat the Trailblazers, take a 3-1 series lead. The Rockets crushed the Lakers to avoid the sweep. In the East, the Raptors held off the Cavs to even the series at 2, and the Celtics hit 24 threes towards the Sixers, make it 3-1. Astros beat the Yankees 7-4 to avoid the sweep. I'm Ronza Moss.
This is 11-year NBA veteran Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Lowe's.
Lowe's has the brands pros trust to get the job done. Get 10% off new Catalyst fencing solutions when you buy in bulk. Plus, save $180 on a select DeWalt miter saw. Valid through 5/6 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. Yep, that's me, Clifford Taylor IV. And on my new podcast, The Clifford Show, I'm bringing you raw, unfiltered conversations with your favorite athletes, creators, and media personalities. Each week, we'll talk about sports, life, mental health, purpose, and even music. The Clifford Show is not just a conversation. It's a celebration.
Search The Clifford Show on iHeartRadio, America's #1 podcast network, and the Webby Podcast Company of the Year.
Texas women's basketball plays here.
Now the 0-1 A-Rod.
Swings here and drives that toward the alley in right center. That will score a run. It will get to the wall. Rodriguez on his horse. He'll round second, and he'll hold there. Back-to-back doubles here with one out in the fourth. Have Texas on the board. It's now a 2-1 Vanderbilt game. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Swung on and a ground ball. That will make it up the middle. A base hit. Rodriguez around third. He will score. Ethan Mendoza ties it. 3 consecutive hits by the Longhorns, and it's a 2-2 ball game. The stretch. Here's the 3-0. Inside ball 4. The Longhorns take the lead on a bases-loaded walk to Temo Becerra. Trotting in to score from third is Carson Tinney. Moving to third base is Anthony Pack Jr. Moving up to second is Callum Early. And an RBI credited to Temo Becerra on a bases-loaded walk. The Longhorns are back in front, 4-3. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cozart, the stretch. Sam with a 1-2 pitch to Will Hampton. Swing and a miss. It's over. A foul tip into the mitt, and the Longhorns find a way to win the game and the series. Sam Cozart toughing it out. 63 pitches out of the pen. The Longhorns win it 4-3, and they take 2 out of 3 from the Commodores of Vanderbilt.
It was a big-time series win for the Texas Longhorns, and here to talk all about it is our guy from orangebloods.com, Zach Sim. You can follow him at the dish. And Zach, up and down weekend when you start to look at what the Texas Longhorns was able to do. Friday night, it looked like they had things in hand, looked like it was going to be a run rule behind Dylan Volantis, but then the bullpen came in and they scored a bunch of runs, and you ended up having to close it out with Cozart with the 3 Ks on Friday night. Lose, get shut out on Saturday, but then come from behind to get the victory in yesterday's game. Talk about what you saw this weekend in Nashville.
Yeah. The series kind of had a little bit of everything. The team certainly came out firing on all cylinders on Friday night. Coach made an emphasis after the game that said that one of the ways that they really prepared for the Vandy ace, Fennell, was to use kind of an unsung hero, Cody Howard, to mimic that release point of his and the tempo that he uses, because he does it really effectively to keep hitters off balance. And so I thought that was an interesting, thing that came away from that game. And just, it was good to see the entire lineup get a hit top to bottom and really go through the paces. Little scuffle by Max Scrubs and a couple of other guys where they just, they were pounding the zone a little bit too much. They were leaving some pitches up, but Cozart used 25 pitches and really didn't struggle or stress at all in closing that one out. And then Saturday was just kind of a grind. It felt like everything they hit was hit pretty well, just right at a defender multiple times. They had liners that were slicing away, or, hard hit grounders deep to the hole, just couldn't get anything going. Ruger got touched up early, which I don't think his performance was actually bad as his line was. But he left some of his splitters up and his breaking ball up. And when you do that in the SEC, as you know, there's some really good hitters and they're going to take advantage of it. And they did. But he still struck out 6 across 3 innings. So the nice thing about Saturday, I think, was seeing Thomas Burns get back to his confident self. And, he pitched really well, and he gave Texas some length, which I think that's going to come in handy, very, very soon as we near towards the end of the season and get into regional play. Having a guy like Burns with the stuff that he has, if he's able to land those strikes, that splitter especially, man, he's a whole different animal. So, and then on Sunday, they left it a little late, but Cozart was just an absolute animal. His metrics were off the chart in terms of the pitches he were throwing, and he had his full arsenal working. So it was fun to watch, although obviously stressful for everyone.
Yeah, it's always one of those things where you start to get a little nervous because as well as I do, the game starts going on and those outs start disappearing and those opportunities, those innings start shrinking, but they found a way to get it done. Still not getting the productivity that they were looking for from the bottom of the lineup. It looked like Casey Borba took the day off yesterday and then ended up having to come in and get a couple of at-bats. They made some moves with Jaden Duplantier in right field and move Pack to left field. They're trying to find a way to get some things done, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think they're going to continue playing with the lineup and tinkering to kind of find that that balance between defense and offense. Borba got a day of rest just to let him have a mental reset, right? Like sometimes you have guys that are pressing just a little bit too much, and it's tough. They the guys aren't just going with the same approach. They are trying to make tweaks with the coaches and improve things at the plate. But as you know from your time, like that's really hard to make tweaks and play the game at the same time. I mean, it's typically done during your off days, and in college baseball, you don't get a lot of off days. And so I thought it was good for him to get some time on the bench, and then he still came back in and got a walk and was able to play defensively and look solid. But yeah, I think the highlight for me from the hitting perspective with Ethan Mendoza, obviously he looked really good on Sunday. He started hitting the ball to the other side a lot more, which is what we saw
finally
last season, right? So, tomorrow yesterday may have been kind of that turning point for him where he got back to what made him so successful last season.
We're talking to Zach Sim of orangebloods.com. You can follow him at Zach at the Dish. I want to go back to Anthony Pack Jr., and it seems like we have talked about him quite a bit here recently. The changes, the way that he's been able to be the most consistent guy on this team. I know you can look at the numbers from Aiden Robbins and Carson Tenney and be like, yep. No doubt. They deserve all the accolades. But for a freshman to stay as level as he is, what is he at? His hit streak or on base streak is what, 13, 14 games now?
I think it's 15 now. Yeah.
Yeah. He continues to show up and do the awesomeness things that you see at the plate. How impressive has he been from the consistency aspect?
It's incredibly consistent. And we were talking about it on Sunday. I think it was before the game or maybe in the first couple innings. It was like his splits tell you that he's a really good hitter from the left side as well, or against lefties as well. And he's a freshman. Like that just doesn't happen when you have left on left, much less, just in general, the amount of plate appearances and at bats he's got. He kind of has the ability to do it all. If he was a little bit bigger and had some more power, like watch out, this guy would be all over national news, but he's a singles and doubles kind of guy. And he takes what the pitchers throw him and he kind of does what he wants to do with it. Send it down the third base line for a double or send it back up the middle. And he just missed a couple where he hit them hard. Just, they happen to be right to the center fielder. So yeah, I kind of run out of superlatives about him because he just continues to impress every single weekend.
I know y'all were talking about the hitting, but like Cozart is composed as I've ever seen a freshman be. What do you think about his maturity for being a freshman?
It's through the roof. I actually asked him last night after the game. I said, you played a lot of baseball, and he played up a lot as a young kid because obviously he looks like a 40-year-old man, but also he's a lot of talent, right? And it helps that he's got two brothers that are, they've played at a high D1 level. His dad was a longtime coach, but like still that you have to go do that yourself. You have to execute. And he just, again, he's like a 40-year-old man with that mentality as well, and appearance, everything. He wants the ball, one. And then two, he's all about the team. When they mentioned in the fall that he was kind of a freshman kid that was stepping up in that leadership role, is like, really? Freshman? You got Volantis, you got Ruger, you got all these big names, Harrison. But it's true. Like, he is kind of the guy that is like, hey, let's get serious. Let's get to business. Let's go get this win. I'll do whatever it takes. And I think everyone saw his quote last night after the game, what he told Max Wiener in the dugout is like, you're not taking me out. I want the ball, and I'm going to go win it for my guys. And he really does. He stays committed to every pitch, and he just continues to stay locked in. He doesn't let things get past him. We asked him about the balk. He goes, I don't even know what I did, but he's like, it's no big deal. He's like, just another pitch. I'll throw it right now. So yeah, mentality through the roof. He's a special kid for sure.
Very, very mature. Before we let you go, we know this is a big week for the Texas Longhorns. Obviously, tomorrow night, Sam Houston, the Bearcats come in and take on the Horns at 6:30 tomorrow night. But this weekend is a big matchup for not only Texas, but SEC rankings and how these things and these seedings are going to fall out. Texas taking on Mississippi State. What are your thoughts coming into the weekend? They had a big grand slam against LSU last night that just kind of like, whoa, here we go.
Yeah, freshman hit that grand slam too. Yeah, that was a crazy atmosphere that I saw on TV. Mississippi State at the Dude. But yeah, massive weekend. Obviously, Mississippi State came in the season as the favorites, if not the co-favorites, to win the league. A lot of talent that Brian O'Connor brought in. They play a little up and down, it feels like at times, but they're getting healthy again. They've had a couple of guys that have been dinged up, and they can certainly hit the ball. And then their frontline aces are really good. So Texas again is going to have a challenge of you got to pitch with them and you got to get enough timely hitting. So it's going to be a really fun weekend in Austin because they also travel well, and it's a really good crowd that travels for them. They bring a lot of food. They like to have a good time out in left field, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Whoa, they bringing food?
Oh, yeah. You got to come out to left field, Mark. They have all kinds of food that they're bringing.
Oh, that's all I needed was an invite, brother.
Well, Zach, I'll definitely see you tomorrow. I will be calling the game for SEC Network Plus, so I'll be there. And I'll definitely be around this weekend because this series is one that everybody's going to be talking about because of the arms, the power, and, of course, everything that goes into the rankings when it comes to the end of the season. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for taking the time and adjusting today.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
All right. There he is, Zach Sim of OrangeBloods.com. When we come back, Texas softball sweeps the weekend. That's right. And Texas beach volleyball knows their destination. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
UT football, basketball, and baseball.
All in one station for all.
This is why I listen.
1300 The Zone. 1300 The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
A crash closes down all lanes, both northbound and southbound at FM 1826 at Shaw Cove, really close to Highway 45. There's also a wreck on the service road of Mopac southbound around Palmer Lane. And stop and go speeds this morning going northbound on I-35. You're backed up from 45 up to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies. Dell PCs with Intel Inside are built for the moments that matter, like when you're finishing a big project and you can't be interrupted by an update. With long-lasting battery life and built-in intelligence, you can stay focused on what matters most. Built for you. Learn more at Dell.com/Dell PCs.
Hardball Hardge here with Covert Chevy Hutto. This April, the blue bonnets are blooming, and so are the savings. Right now, get $13,750 off of MSRP on a new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 LTZs and $11,000 off of MSRP on the new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom Trail Bosses. Just like Bluebonnet season, these deals won't last long. Visit Covert Chevy Hutto today, right off of 79. And experience the Covert difference. CovertChevyHuddle.com. Together, let's drive.
I'm here with Dan Christensen of DJC Law, Austin's largest veteran-owned personal injury law firm.
Hey, Craig, you're the best, but I got to tell you, you talk a lot.
Well, it's kind of my job.
That's right. And when you do one thing for as long as you have, you get pretty good at it.
Now I feel like you're calling me old.
Just experienced.
Yeah, just like the team at DJC Law. They have over 200 years combined experience and 500 trials.
Don't forget, a 99% win rate.
That's a winning team. If you've been injured, call DJC Law 512-888-9999 and get your justice. TeamJustice.com.
Principal Office, Austin, Texas.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ah. If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
It is tough to go outside these days. Hey, that's understandable given how hot it is. But there is definitely a way to beat the heat. A trip to Inner Space Caverns in Georgetown. Inner Space Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting Sabertooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Take the Wild Cave Tour or the Hidden Passages Tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. Get out of the house, but get out of the heat and get some fresh air underground. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Inner Space Caverns. Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've messed up your daughter's haircut. Do you A, get spiritual?
Mom, where's the mirror?
Beauty is within. Oh.
B, find the positives?
Less time blow drying, more time texting?
Or C, show empathy?
Mom, you really don't have to.
Twinsies.
I kinda love it. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Phones, laptops, cars, smart speakers, even on your TV. All devices, all the time. We are everywhere you are. 1300 The Zone.
Line drive, left center field by Good. Hit deep, and it hits off the fence. Picking up the center fielder, Riddell. Atwood being sent around third. The throw in, cut off. And Leanne Good with a big double drives in Atwood to make it 4-1 here in the third. Wells hits the ball to center. Hit well. Back goes the center fielder, Donaldson. Reaches up and hits the wall as the ball sails over. A 2-run shot from Wells, and the Longhorns extend the lead to 6-1. Swing the fly right center field. Again, Plot's going back to the warning track. Reaches up. That one's gone, and Atwood hits her own. Her 16th of the year. Another 2-run shot. Now the Longhorns in run rule position, 11-2. Hit to right field. Back goes Plotz at the warning track at the wall. It's gone. And Katie Stewart breaks the Seagull season home run record, her 24th of the year. And the Longhorns lead 9-2.
Right-handed hitter with 2 out, the base is empty in the 6th. 11-2 Texas. First pitch on the ground with a high hop for Martinez. Bibby scoops it up and throws on to first, and the Longhorns run rule the Kentucky Wildcats. Texas sweeps the series and puts themselves in great position to try to get in that top 4 for the SEC tournament, which will be back here in just over a week. Texas victorious, now 38-8 on the season, 15-6 in conference play. Kentucky falls to 26-28 overall, 1-23.
1-23 in conference play. When I heard that yesterday, I was like, what? They are 26-28 on the year, but the Texas Longhorns moved to 15-6 into 4th place, trying to stay in that top 4 position so they could get a bye. They are 3 games out of first place behind Oklahoma, Alabama, and Florida. Florida 16-5. Alabama 16-4, and Oklahoma 8-10 18-3. Texas on the season 38-8. Oklahoma 46-6. So
Hard,
a lot of work to do.
You said 1-28?
1-23 for Kentucky.
In 23, it's safe to assume where their coach is going after the season.
Cancun,
straight to Galveston.
Yeah, they are up out of there. So
they ain't going to Galveston. They're going to the Bayou.
Yeah, they out of there. So we'll see what ends up happening right there. But Texas getting an opportunity to play again this week and finish out the regular season before they get into the playoffs. And that's going to be something that we're going to pay attention to because Texas normally makes a run. They find a way to make a run in the softball season near the end. So we'll see what ends up happening with them. They finish out the season this week against Arkansas. Games will be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thursday, they play at 7 p.m. Friday, they play at 2 p.m. And Saturday, they will play at noon. SEC Network on Thursday, SEC Network Plus on Friday and Saturday. So get a chance to go out and watch the Horns before they finish off the regular season and get ready to start the SEC tournament. Right now, I want to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see the Dave Matthews Band. May the 11th at the Moody Center. All you got to do is tap that red microphone and leave the keyword of the day, ants. Ants is your keyword of the day to win a pair of tickets to go see the Dave Matthews Band May the 11th at the Moody Center. Keyword of the day, ants. Tap that microphone and get a chance to win. Also, Texas Beach Volleyball, after their 5th season, they've only started this 5 years ago. And now they are the number 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. Texas Beach Volleyball is continuing to roll, especially, I mean, think about that. Every time we get something new, we find a way to make it work. And that's exactly what Texas has been able to do.
Well, they went out and got the best coach in college and one of the Olympic level coaches. So, I mean, it's only expected that if you have the best and you go out and get the best talent, that you get those wins.
They will take on Georgia State in the first round at Gulf Shores, Alabama. As you know, the UCLA was one of the teams that Texas beat this year. They were the number 1 seed. USC was the number 5 seed. And they had number 6 Grand Canyon. All got beat by University of Texas this year. They lit the tower orange for them last night, and now they are the number 2 seed as they get ready to play this week in beach volleyball. Hour number 1 is in the books. Hour number 2 is just around the corner. And let me just say, we got a lot to talk about Texas Longhorn football right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
This Earth Day, remember, small actions add up to big change. When you recycle right, pick up litter, or care for your community, you're helping keep America beautiful today and for future generations. Join millions of people taking simple steps to protect the places we love. Because a cleaner, greener planet starts with all of us. Learn how to keep America beautiful this Earth Day at KAB.org.
We started Henyon and Walsh for people like you. People with integrity, honesty, and loyalty. The result? We care about you and your investment success. We're dedicated to your financial goals, so we'll always give you our best efforts because you've earned it. We're Henyon and Walsh and committed to you. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Henyon & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Henyon & Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
Get ready, Austin. The Dallas Wings take on the Las Vegas Aces live at Moody Center on May 3rd. Don't miss this WNBA preseason showdown. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price as 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
The NBA playoffs are right around the corner, and now you can trade on every game on Kalshi. You can also trade on who wins each series, the conference finals, and the championship. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in the live market. No house and no odds maker. And as the odds move, you can buy in and out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app. Use code CHART to get $10 when you trade $10. Kalshi, Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Did you know we waste as much as 40% of all the food we produce? Each year, millions of acres of wildlife habitat are plowed over, and billions of gallons of water are guzzled up to meet production demands for food that never gets eaten. Luckily, there's a lot we can do to reduce all this waste and help protect wildlife and their habitats. To learn what you can do, visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.earth/food waste and spread the word that food should never be trash.
That red talkback mic on the free iHeart app, it's more powerful than it looks. One tap can get you in the conversation. You guys, are you serious? Enter to win something amazing. That $1,000 or just a request. Try it now. Just open the free iHeart Radio app.
That red talkback mic on the free iHeart app could win you something amazing.
The iHeart Awards in LA.
Plus, it's the fastest way to get your voice on your favorite station.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
I love you guys. Have a good day.
Try the talkback mic now. Just open the free iHeartRadio app.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. In hour number 1, we talked about how Wemby and the Spurs handled the Trailblazers 114-93. They are up 3-1. The Raptors outlast the Cavs in a rock fight. That was terrible basketball, but they end up finding a way to get it done, 93-89. Impressive defense by Jamal Shead, locking up everyone that decided they were going to come across half court. He did one heck of a job. And last night, the Rockets fight to see another day with a 115-96 victory over the Lakers with no KD. We also got a chance to hear from Zach Sim of orangebloods.com talking about the Texas Longhorns series win, 2-1 in Vanderbilt for Texas to stay in third place. Also, Texas softball continued to roll as well. I want to give a shout out to Glenn Davis, Mike from Deckhands, and Youngbloods Automotive. They all listen to the show and wanted to say thank you for saying hello to me and recognizing that what we do is for your entertainment.
Entertainment purposes only.
For sure. I also wanted to make sure that we talked about Texas football. Over the last 3 years, Texas football has had 29 players drafted. That's right. 29 players have been drafted over the last 3 years, three drafts. And you start to look at, they tied with Georgia and Ohio State with the most players drafted during that time. Michigan and Bama are right there as well with 27 draft picks. But that's cool. That's great. And that's showing some development. But the difference between Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and Bama, they've run recent championships. And that is where Texas is. It's a great story to have all those people drafted. It's a great story for everyone to see that once you come to the University of Texas, you got a chance to play at the highest level, not only in the SEC, but you also have a chance to play at the highest level to getting to the NFL. But with all that being said, everybody here at the University of Texas is looking at it as a championship or bust. I'm looking at it as get to the championship game and let the chips fall where they may.
Well, they're going to have that opportunity because now they have a quarterback that's, ranked really high. And, if you don't have a quarterback, you don't have nothing. So you have wide receivers, you have offensive line, which was a big problem and a question mark last year. They upgraded the defense, even with the fact that they already had 2 players that'll probably get drafted in the top 20. So 1 in the top 10. So Texas is doing all the necessary things to get to that championship, Hardge.
But as we look at this time, Texas should be playing for championships every single year. I hear you, and I understand they were working towards that with the other people before too. And they still haven't had an opportunity to win a championship. They haven't made it to the championship game. Quinn Ewers and that offense, they had first-round draft picks on that. They had players within that time that they had an opportunity to win. This is just another byproduct of them being able to recruit well, transfer portal, and get people in. But you still aren't guaranteed that you are going to be able to play for a championship even with the players that you've got. You know why? Because I just told you, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and Bama got those types of players too. Texas has been in the conversation at the beginning of the year all the time. Now it's time for you to get to that finish line and be a part of that championship. And yes, we can sit there and we can say, well, it was this play. They missed out on this play. It was this game. It was that game. They didn't even make the playoffs, and it was expanded last year. And you still had guys go to the NFL. So the point that I'm trying to make is now it is time to put up or shut up, because every single week we're talking about this. Every single season, it's almost like the Cowboys. We believe that the Cowboys have done enough to get themselves to the championship, but yet and still they didn't make the playoffs either. And so now you're in a position as a school. I'm happy that they got 29 guys. These are life-changing moments for everybody. But the realization of the conversation that people will stop, well, it's just Texas. Well, it's Texas this, it's Texas that. You got to go win. You have to go play for a championship. That is what this is all about. What is the use of being the Joneses if you're not the Joneses? You aren't playing for championships. These other schools that have money too are playing for championships. That is where Texas needs to be. I'm not saying they have to win them. I'm not saying that. I'm saying
just get there.
Get to the game and let everything else
It's hard to argue with that, which I'm, not in the business of arguing with you because like we just became best friends. Last week we had a moment. We said the same. We finished each other's sentences.
Oh my God.
Remember that?
I'm trying to forget it. I'm
so glad you remember, man. That's awesome.
I do not remember, but
Hardge, like it takes time. When you have the talent that Texas has, yes, you're expected to win. You're expected to get to the big show. But we both know that every team in the top 10 is one injury away from not making hay or putting hay in the barn, as we say in the country. Texas has a lot of depth now. I feel like that this is the best opportunity that they've had, even when they did make the playoff, when there was only 4. I think this is the one. It's like Avengers when Doctor Strange put up the one opportunity. This is the chance. I think Texas is there.
I think Texas has had chances and they came up short.
You're right.
They come up short. But my point being, next year's draft is going to be even better for the University of Texas. You think about all the names that we named last week, headed by Arch Manning. You got Cam Coleman, You have my guy, Trevor Gooseby. You have Biles. You have Smothers. You have all these different guys, that Colin Simmons, that is going to be a dude in the draft, probably a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
This is the season that everybody is talking about because you know what the expectations are going to be because they're probably going to be the preseason favorite, number 1 team in the land.
Yeah, and Texas is going to lose some players after this next season is over, and they're going to reload because they've already done that in the recruiting cycles for this year and last year. These guys are waiting their turns, and I don't have a doubt whatsoever that Texas is going to get there this year. Like, barring injury, knock on wood, whatever you fancy, shoot your boat, grab your rabbit foot. Like, if Texas stays healthy, they have all the tools to make it. And I feel like they will do it.
Yep. And everybody believes that, especially in the burnt orange and the Kool-Aid glasses.
Hey, I'm drinking that Kool-Aid, man. My diabetes is all the way high.
But this is the year over all this time. If this doesn't happen this year, that Texas plays for a championship,
easy now.
When does it happen?
You know what? That's a good question. But being an optimist, I feel like that, yes, this is the year. If it's not this year, I think next year they have just as good a chance if they're able to pull in these 2 number 1 players on offense and defense just to help spark what the future is going to look like on the 40 acres.
But the fact of the matter is this is an expensive roster.
Yeah.
This is everybody's got an expensive roster.
Hey, the Cowboys and the Texas Longhorns have a lot in common.
They always have.
They have pushed all the eggs into this basket.
Well, to my point, this is where you've got to be playing for championships. You're going to have the number 1 overall preseason pick is going to be Arch Manning. He's supposedly going to be a Heisman Trophy guy. And I'm here for it. There's nobody that's been advocating more for Archie than me. I've been on it for Arch. But I also understand that you got a Cam Coleman now. You got a Ryan Wingo. You got an Emmett Mosley. You have the 2 running backs in the backfield. You got a tight end that you brought in, just like you did last year. Now you brought in a new defensive coordinator. You have all this stuff.
3, Derek Cooper too.
That is here for the party.
Yeah.
Now we got to see if we can get to the party. I'm making my plans now to be there, but the reality of it is we got to see it on the field. And I believe that Texas has the talent to put it on the field. They just got to finish it. Coming up next, we got NFL talk. The Cowboys and the Texans do a great job in the draft, but who else had great numbers? Also, we'll hear from Caleb Downs and show the type of character that he's bringing to the Cowboys locker room. All that and more right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
The voice of the Horns, Craig Way on 1300 The Zone, weekdays at 2.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The southbound lanes are back open on FM 1826, but an accident still has the northbound side closed down at Charles Cove. There's also reports of an accident southbound on I-35 at Breaker, backing up from Parmer, causing a 3 to 5 minute slowdown, and an accident on 130 northbound before Moore Road. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Lowe's. Lowe's has the brands pros trust to get the job done. Get 10% off new Catalyst fencing solutions when you buy in bulk. Plus, save $180 on a select DeWalt miter saw. Valid through 5/6 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
You know, we all got that one neighbor that yells during every Texas game. Run the ball. That's holding. Hook 'em. Don't worry. Just walk over there with a couple ice cold Bud Lights, and the next thing you know, you've got a new best friend or somebody that can be quiet during those times. Bud Light, the official domestic beer of Texas Athletics. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Autism isn't just one thing, it's many things. Autism is recognizing our strengths and not being defined by our struggles. It's meeting challenges, big and small, and inspiring a more equitable and inclusive future. Autism is being accepted and loved for exactly who we are. For resources and to support our mission, go to autismsociety.org. The Autism Society of America, celebrating 60 years.
With iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio host's product recommendations. If you manage a business or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. Again, that's iHeartAdvertising.com.
The success you've had in life matters. The late nights, the extra shifts, the moments you've stood up and said, I've got this. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we value your achievements because we're a school for real life. With UMGC, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. As an accredited state university, we've been transforming lives for over 75 years. Choose from more than 135 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, and get ready to succeed again. At UMGC, success is yours for the taking and the making, and nothing should keep you from it, especially not an application fee. Apply now and we'll waive your application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff, even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Hook 'em horns.
To the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 Zone. Mike Hardball, Hardge, WWE Hall of Famer, the strongest man, Mark Henry, and of course, you have our guy, Mark. All right, I want to get into this conversation because I know that Mark is going to give you his thoughts on the Cowboys draft, so we're not going to dive too much into the Dallas Cowboys. But as you look at the way that this team has continued to grow, the draft that is, and where they are right now. The Houston Texans had a great draft. I'm not a big pro football focused guys, as you all know, but they have them as a B in their draft, actually a B plus in their draft. And I can't be mad at what we saw from them. You look at Keelan Rutledge, the guard from Georgia Tech. You got Caden McDonald, the defensive player from Ohio State. Ohio State continued to put guys in the league. I mean, it is what it is, but they are always doing what they're doing. And then you get a guy late in Kamari Ramsey, a defensive back that is going to be one of those guys that under DeMeco Ryans, I believe that he is going to be a high-end defensive back with that crew that they have. And that was from Pro Football Focus. But then you also look at the other places that gave them good numbers as well, and they just find a way to get it done. You look at the Texans and their future and the protection that they are getting for their quarterback, C.J. Stroud. That's something to pay attention to for sure. They've got guys in the undrafted market that are probably going to get a chance to make that team as well. I believe that the Texans did a really, really good job on their picks. Marcus, I know that you're a Texans fan, but I want to get Mark's thought on it first, and then we'll come to you. Mark?
Oh, I thought you said Marcus.
I did. But I said, but we're going to go to Mark first, and we'll get Marcus's.
Okay.
Then.
Well, I think that they did a really good job, especially in the places of need. They got a really good guard. They had inside pressure that derailed their playoffs. They picked up the other guard, Fabichi Nwaku from Oklahoma, who I got to see a lot of this season watching Jacob play. Those are two big guys that are run block specialists, really. But, I mean, you're not going to draft a one-dimensional player. So I know that they can hold up in pass blocking too. But the thing that people aren't paying a lot of attention to is they drafted the tight end from Michigan, Marlon Klein. Great blocker, and a substitute for
Dalton Schultz.
Dalton Schultz, who got injured last season. They play different roles. Dalton Schultz is more of a receiver, and now you got Klein that's going to be the blocker. You can go to two tight end sets now and be comfortable with keeping one guy in to help block, which C.J. Stroud needs. You put him on the side where the best pass rusher is and give C.J. a little bit more comfort. So I think Houston did really well.
Yeah, like I said, they got a B on most of their draft. They got a B for day one, they got a B for day two, and they got a B minus by CBS. Marcus, you're our resident Houston Texans fan. What were your thoughts when you watched and finally saw who they finished up with?
Well, when it came to the defensive tackle, we heard all rumors all last week that they were trying to get him in the first round. The fact that they were able to get him in the second round and get a nasty guard, interior lineman, which I've been begging for all season to resolve that interior line issue. Another guy out that's being slept on is the receiver
Louis Bond.
Louis Bond from Boston College. Always pay attention to receivers that come out of Bill O'Brien's system because it's a complex system, and you might have found a guy that's going to be a key contributor in certain situation, a Hutchinson type of receiver that knows how to run those option routes and complex offenses.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to see exactly what's going to happen with this team. And the reason why I say it's going to be difficult is because of the variances. We talked about the running game and what they need to do to get that back going. They've made some made some moves to make sure that they try to get that. And if C.J. Stroud, who looks to be the part, I mean, they posted memes of him walking in the other day looking like he was trying to get on that other side of that quarterback quandary. I think CJ is going to come back and have a great season. I know that D'Amico's excited for him, and I know that this is that year. You know, we talk about the Cowboys. We obviously talk about the Texans, but I think this is the year that the Texans have to take that next step as well, because they've been on the cusp every single year.
And the crazy thing about CJ, everybody focuses on, the issues of the offensive line last year. People don't realize CJ did not get sacked as many times as it's perceived. It's because he got rid of the ball quicker, which could be the contributor to why he was not putting up bigger numbers last year, because he was making quicker decisions trying to get rid of the ball, which sometimes end up forcing mistakes that wouldn't be made if you had an ability to settle in the pocket.
Yeah. But the major problem for CJ was the fact that, excuse me, he lost his number one option at wide receiver before the season even started. And then the guy that came in to fill his spot, he lost him too. And then the number one option at wide receiver, Collins, they lost him.
And let's not forget they lost the tight end too in the playoffs.
Right.
Too.
And then in the play, so he was going with rookies. He's throwing the ball to rookies in the playoffs. Man, like he was behind the A-ball. And not to mention, I think CJ does need a quarterback coach, because if you see that the rush is coming and you know it's coming and you can't get this guy out of his break and you can barely see because the weather was horrible, throw it away. Sometimes you got to be reminded of the little things, the fundamental things. And I don't think that CJ was getting that because all the focus was other ways. So I think that the Houston Texans got a lot of room to improve. And they realized, hey, we need a running game. The running game got let down before the season even started. They had an injury with the main running back. He never played the whole season. So now you got a guy that was the MVP of the Super Bowl.
And the key is also the guys they brought in, they're all great blockers. Everybody's focusing on pass protection. These are guys that are nasty on the run blocking end too.
Right. And I would bring in run blocking guys. Like I said, they're not going to be inept at pass blocking, but they went out and got two guys that lean on you. They're 330 pounds. Mean. They finished block. They showed the video during the draft of the first pick. The guy's blocking people after the whistle. They have to like throw flags at him sometimes. Like in the NFL, he's not going to do that because it's a business. Like you got to live to play the next play.
Well, they also have him listed as the starting center. They're probably going to move Rutledge to center. You brought in Wyatt Teller. He was a guy that you just got into town. Ursay, is his name Ursery?
Ursery.
Yeah. And you're bringing back Tank Dell. So you got some offensive firepower. You also brought into that Braden Smith. He's going to be on that offensive line as well. So we're talking about depth for a lot of these teams. You got to be able to provide that, especially here.
And they did that too with the tight end position, bringing Klein in, because Dalton Schultz, Houston was one injury at tight end away from not having your best receiver and tight end. At least if he goes out now, at least you can run the ball with the next tight end.
Yeah, and you've also brought in Foster Murrow from New Orleans. He's a tight end, so he'll be another player that will have an opportunity to play for them. So you look at what you got on defense. Obviously, this is going to be one of those teams. You bring in Reed Blankenship. I believe that the Texans got a lot better via the draft and offseason. It's just funny to me because when I look at their defensive side of the ball, it is so deep at every single position in the offensive line. In the offensive positions, you're like, we got to try to find some people to fill in these spots. So we'll see what ends up happening.
See if the mailman can catch.
Coming up next, we'll talk with the world's strongest man, D. Mark Henry, as he brings you his world's strongest take, right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
All lanes are blocked off due to a wreck on FM 1826 northbound at Charles Cove. This is really close to Highway 45. On 130 northbound, reports of an accident before Moore Road and some rush hour traffic on I-35 northbound this morning from 45 up to William Cannon, adding 10 to 15 minutes to the Monday morning drive. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by iHeartAdvertising.com.
Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. Learn how podcasting can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
Here's a tip from iHeartRadio Earth to make your spring garden more pollinator-friendly. Did you know 1 out of 3 bites of food we eat exists thanks to pollinators like bees, butterflies, and bats? Many flowering plants depend on pollinators to grow and reproduce. You can help support pollinators by planting native flowers that provide food, habitat, and nesting spaces. Learn more at pollinator.org. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. For tips or to take action, visit iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
It's a sale. Right now, every service needed for your vehicle is on sale at any of the 3 Leaf Johnson Ford locations, Austin, Manor, and Buda. And we're wide open. Tires, brakes, oil changes for only $39.99 with synthetic blend oil, tire rotations, and alignments. You name it. Any of the 3 Central Texas locations have it on sale. Can't come see us? We'll come see you with our mobile van on most services, or we'll come pick it up and bring it back. Go to LeafJohnson.com and pick your location and time. You'll love it at Leaf, Austin, Buda, and Manor.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our clients' portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, partly cloudy skies for your Monday, a high near 90. Could see a stray shower or storm tonight, a low of 75. Tuesday, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, a high in the low 90s.
This report is sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts. And most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One NA. Member FDIC.
Did you hear what just happened?
What?
Yes! It's all live on the iHeartRadio app.
Breaking news.
The stories blowing up your group chat.
I spoke to Diddy.
The interviews everyone's talking about.
Just the two of them.
The real-time reactions.
Damn.
The wins.
Okay.
The losses. This isn't yesterday. This is happening right now.
Accurate news and fun shows.
And you're in the middle of it. Hit the talkback mic and jump into the conversation.
I've been leaving talkbacks every day.
iHeartRadio, where it's always happening live.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles.
Together, you say goodbye.
I say hello.
Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search The Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
We all use AI, but here, it never pretends it's real. AM 1300 The Zone. Guaranteed human.
You heard the beat drop. You know what that means. WWE Hall of Famer and World's Strongest Man, Mark Henry, brings you his World's Strongest Take. Take it away, big fella.
All right.
Yes.
You know what time it is? It's time for the World's Strongest Take by the World's Strongest Man. Back then, they didn't know me. I had my voice back. They all on. Guys, it was a big weekend for us Cowboy fans. And I'm not going to speak to you just from a fan standpoint. I'm going to speak to you with acquisitions and moves made position idea of what my take is today. And I'm going to just jump to my take so we can get to it. Okay, my take is this. That the Cowboys now, with the moves that they've made last season and this season, they will be a playoff team. That's my first take. And I want y'all to sit down because you may bump your head on this one. The Cowboys will win the East this year. That's my takes. Now let's get to the semantics. They had a great draft, but the draft is not where most of the heavy lifting was done. The most of the heavy lifting came with what would be the draft picks from this season that they used last season. Last season, the 3rd round pick for this season, they got George Pickens. George Pickens shine, right? Everybody was happy. Quinn Williams was the 2nd round pick. Pretty damn good player. Both made the Pro Bowl. Both of these guys made the Pro Bowl and led in their positions. So you got those guys. Now you draft Caleb Downs and Malachi Lawrence, who's going to be your 3rd down pass rush specialist. He's 3rd down and forever. He's coming on the field. That's who he is. But the important pieces that happened in this draft, you skip the 4th round picks. I'll get to those. The 5th round pick, the Cowboys gave up to San Francisco, and they got linebacker D Winters. D was on the fringe of being the Pro Bowl player. Great tackler, but better diagnosis guy. He can break down what he sees very quickly. Sound familiar? Caleb Downs, another guy. Diagnose, recognize, tell everybody, and then get to the ball. We got a healthy Agent Zero. It took him a year. He came back in the middle of the season and was still not 100%, but he was still playing and did pretty darn good. The other guy is Jordan Phillips. Jordan Phillips, Cowboys gave up their 6th round pick for a starter for the Chargers. Another fringe guy of making a Pro Bowl. 5 sacks. And you gave that for your 6th round pick. So the depth chart looks pretty good. The Cowboys are now going to run a 4-3 defense. I mean, a 3-4 defense. They're going to have Quentin Williams, Clark, and then they're going to have Otito Ogbonna as the nose tackle and the 2 tackles, what they call them ends, but they're not ends. They're just the end of the nose tackle in the 3-4 system. And then on the outside, you're going to have Gary, and you're going to have what's my guy? Osa.
Yeah.
And then at backup, you're going to have Jason Barham, who they drafted from Michigan with the 3rd pick, and then Malachi Lawrence. They are deep now on their defensive front 7. The secondary, they did a great job in the free agency pulling up guys that could really, really help them. And you add that to Caleb Downs, and you got a complete secondary. Now, in the draft, I told you about those 4th-round picks. They got Drew Shelton, who is going to be a great backup for either tackle. They picked Devin Moore, who I didn't know a lot about until after the draft. I did a deep dive. He got injured. Another guy that's like Revel. You get injured, you're off the board, nobody's looking at you, and then all of a sudden the Cowboys end up drafting him with a 4th-round pick. And I'm like, but there's guys, you could have got Malik Muhammad. You could have got Devin, the guy from Florida. This guy was graded at an 86. He just got hurt the year before. He's 100% now, and he was off the board. Now the Cowboys got a steal. The Cowboys did a great job in their draft, and they have them ranked right now as the number 2 team in the draft. That's without factoring in the fact that 2 of the picks that they had, the 2nd and 3rd round picks, was Quentin Williams and George Pickens. Hardge, what say you?
Well, I think the Cowboys did an excellent job, but like anything else, it's a matter of being able to execute. Did they fill in some of those voids that they had? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are they looking to provide the depth that they needed? They found it. But now it's a matter of being able to go out there and handle the business of being the leader that you could possibly want. And so there's a lot of times that you start to look at what the Cowboys did, and you could say, yeah, I think the biggest move that they did was go and get D. Winters. I think D. Winters and Caleb Downs are the 2 pieces on that defensive side of the ball that is really going to help them get to where they want to be defensively. D. Winters had over 100 tackles last year. And so when you get a chance to see that, and obviously, you know, the pats on the back and the kudos that one Caleb Downs can get. We already know what the offense is going to be. The offense was not the problem for the Dallas Cowboys.
It
was stopping people on defense.
They was 7-9-1, right?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you don't think that with 3 Pro Bowl guys on defense now, 3 guys went to the Pro Bowl, and then they have another 3 guys that were on the fringe of making the Pro Bowl, that they can't win 3 more games?
I think it's more than winning those 3 games. I think it's more about what you're going to do to finish the season. What are you going to do? Again, are you going to make it to the playoffs and get to the championship round of the NFC? That's what people are asking about the Dallas Cowboys because it's the same conversation every year. You can talk about how great this draft was, and it was a great draft, but what does that even matter if when we get to the season, you're not doing anything with that? That's why I believe that the defensive adjustments with the offseason moves of getting Christian Parker, who, by the way, hadn't actually been that guy or the guy yet. Now we're going to see what he is with all these pieces that he has. We'll understand exactly if this move was the right move and the moves that was being made to get all these guys. We'll figure that out. Great take by the world's strongest man. When we come back, we're going to talk NBA playoffs. Big games tonight, and there's somebody's series going to end right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Hey there, Texas fans. This is the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way, inviting you to join us for Longhorn football.
Touchdown! Texas wins!
We'll bring you all of the action all season long, including in-depth analysis and exclusive access to players and coaches before the opening kick and after the final whistle. And every week, we'll talk with Texas Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian on Longhorn Weekly. This is your exclusive source for Texas Longhorn football.
On 1300 The Zone.
Your summer travel budget is about to get $1,000 heavier.
No way.
You better start planning and listen weekdays for many chances a day to win bonus bucks.
Hey guys, I'm Lourdes. I'm Hannah, and we're Rowdy Cowgirls from Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock, Texas. Come see us. We're excited to meet you and get rowdy.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The right lane is blocked off by a stalled vehicle northbound on I-35 at Onion Creek Parkway. It's causing a 5-minute backup from Highway 45. There's also a crash that closes down all lanes on FM 1826 northbound at Charles Cove, and ongoing cleanup for an accident on 8th Street at the southbound side of the I-35 service road. I'm Jason Foster with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Every now and then you find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices, exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
Hardball Hardge here for Cover Ford Hutto. This April, the blue bonnets are blooming, and the deals are too. Right now, get $20,991 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 Lightning Flashes and $14,351 off of MSRP on select new 2025 Ford Mustang Mach-E's. Just like blue bonnet season, these deals won't last long. So come experience the Covert difference. Visit Cover Ford Hutto right off of 79 in Hutto, CoverFordHutto.com.
Leander, this is your new spot. Willie's Grill and Ice House is now open. We're talking a full-scratch kitchen, stacked burgers, hand-battered chicken tenders, and crawfish delivered fresh from Louisiana every single day. Ice-cold drinks, covered. Full bar, ready. Wall-to-wall TVs for every game, of course. And because it's Texas, a completely climate-controlled covered patio. So whether you're grabbing drinks, catching the game, or posting up with your crew, this is your spot. Willie's Grill and Ice House, now open in Leander. Additional locations in Georgetown, Pflugerville, and Kyle.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners, so they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
What if your checking account paid you like a savings account? With Austin Telco's True Earnings Checking, earn 5% APY on balances up to $15,000. Just deposit $1,500 in new money each month and make 15 debit transactions. No minimum balance and no monthly fees. Open your True Earnings Checking online or at any Austin area location. Visit atfcu.org. Eligibility and terms apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code FUTURE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FUTURE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's FUTURE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Hi, I'm Zoe, a personal stylist at Macy's Herald Square, and I live for our friends and family sale because I can say yes to the brands my customers have been eyeing, like BCBG, 30% off, Kendra Scott, 30% off, Steve Madden, Levi's, yep, 30 off. And yes, there's 15 off Macy's Beauty and Fragrance too. Yes, you can also sign up for Star Rewards and earn faster at Macy's Friends and Family today. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Texas Longhorns.
For the kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. What a Monday we have had. If you missed our guy Zach Sim of Orange Bloods talking about Texas baseball now the number 4 team in the land on D1 baseball. They did this morning. Texas comes in as the number 4 team in the land. Also want to get into this conversation with you guys as the NBA continues to roll. It is that time, and you start to look at these series and the expectations and the schedules of all these guys. Tonight, the Timberwolves will be taking on the Nuggets. They have a chance to put the Nuggets out of their misery, but news came out that Anthony Edwards will miss some time with a knee injury, so he will be out. They had a skirmish, a little dust up at the last game where the Joker took offense to a couple of things. He and Julius Randle both were fined, but they will both be able to play tonight. Kicking off the evening, the Detroit Pistons will be taking on the Orlando Magic at Orlando. Cade Cunningham, Paulo Banchero, 2 guys that are going at each other. I believe that this is going to be one of the best games of the night. And, of course, you've got Kansas City, OKC Thunder taking on the Suns. Phoenix, they already on vacation.
Out of there.
Yeah, they already on vacation. They just don't have
they
enough.
had Big Sandy.
Yeah.
They had Camp Big Sandy. They ain't not even going to Galveston.
They were happy to be there.
Yeah, and here they are trying to battle through this, and they just don't
and
have
Booker's
enough.
Not going to play, I don't think. He's injured. If he played last night or the last game, he got injured. And I don't know if he's going to be able to play. He's questionable. So if he decides not to play, he probably will try to suck it up and go. Injured.
Somebody who's not sucked it up and went has been Kevin Durant, and he's got his teammates questioning his ability to play or not play. Where has he been rehabbing at? Is he trying to get back on the court? A lot of people are questioning that. But last night, the Rockets got a chance to get that dub. Also, the Celtics defeated the 76ers 128-96. Joel Embiid came back, and they were like, so? We're the Boston Celtics. We don't care about no Joel Embiid. And he got handled last night.
You said defeated.
Yes.
That's getting a victory. They got a whooping. Michael Irvin showed up with the belt and put the jersey on the trash can and whipped that rear end. They got beat up, Hardge. They didn't just get defeated. They got whooped, man. It's not even close. Boston is good. I picked Boston to win it out of the West. Out of the East.
Boston came out and played. Peyton Pritchard off the bench with 32 points, 6 of 12 from.
He just scored again just now.
He's been lighting it up. Their bench scoring has been outstanding. Jason Tatum, he's fallen back into his form. He had 30 points last night, 9 of 9 from the free throw line, but he had 11 assists. People say, oh, he a ball. No, he had 11 assists. He had 11 dimes last night. Jaylen Brown with 20 points. This is a balanced basketball team, and they find a way to get it done once again. So shout out to the Boston Celtics with their victory once again. But tonight.
Hey, you want to hear something funny?
What's that?
The Spurs beat their brains in. And if it goes to the Spurs and Boston in the championship, you might see a Spurs championship. Because they didn't just, like I was saying, the Boston Celtics whooped the 76ers.
But Jason Tatum wasn't there.
That's true.
Jason Tatum wasn't there. And this is a different team when you can find the balance. And we saw what happens when Wemby's not in the lineup. If Wemby gets hurt, this is a different San Antonio Spurs team. They had to come from behind with him in the lineup yesterday. 15 points down for them to come back. On the other night when he got hurt, they didn't know what to do. They came back in the next game. Harper and Castle played well, got the numbers that they needed. But I'm with you. Boston looks good. They have a lot of balance. But you look at this series and you say, okay, we got 3 series that are at 3-1. The Boston Celtics and the 76ers, the Spurs and Portland, and the Lakers and Houston. Those series are about to be done. The other part of it is, how deep can some of these other teams go? Because I believe that the Timberwolves are going to beat the Nuggets again tonight and be done with them as well, even without Anthony Edwards in the lineup.
They played really good. Anthony Edwards only played for a quarter and a half.
The only problem is DiFrancesco is out as well. And so for him to be out of the game, torn Achilles, that's not a good look for them. So it'll be interesting to see how the game is played out, because those numbers are telling you it's going to be different with them. The Nuggets are the favorites in this game by 11.5 with Anthony Edwards out. And like I said, DiFrancesco being out as well. Those are 2 big scorers for both of them, especially with that Achilles being out. Game time decision for Aaron Gordon when it comes to this team too.
Yeah, if Gordon is not able to go, then I think that Minnesota can still win. Their guys off the bench came in and scored 30 points, which was a surprise to me because I didn't know he was a scorer like that. And,
the one guy, God, I forgot his name. DJ told me his name too.
Yeah, we both forgot his name.
Yeah.
But that dude, he went at them like he was the starter. And this is one of those things that sometimes you find out when your stars go down, that you have something on the bench and didn't even know it.
DeSamanu is his name.
Yeah.
And he's the one who had a
From Indiana.
43 points off the bench. And so now he'll be thrust into the action with all these guys that have been hurt. So we'll see if they'll be able to close this out. As I said, the Nuggets are favored in this game tonight, but it's the playoffs. You never know what's going to happen if Rudy Gobert is able to do what he's been able to do.
Rudy is playing like a bear.
Yeah, he's getting after it. So it's been very, very impressive to watch what he's been able to do so far. Tomorrow we'll be right back at it. We'll talk to our guy Joe Cook of Inside Texas and get the latest from him and get his thoughts on the Longhorns and the draft. And we can get a chance to ask him what he thinks about this upcoming season. And is it one that Texas really needs to assert themselves as we start to move? We'll also be talking Texas baseball as Texas baseball gets ready to take on Sam Houston State before they get ready for a big weekend. And so much more. We'll be recapping basketball as well. For Mark Henry and Marcus, I'm Hardball Hardge. Stay locked in today. Dan Patrick next. Colin Cowherd. And, of course, the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, followed by Bucky and BK. And, of course, all the action can be heard on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. And just remember this, folks, don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
April 30th is Green Socks Day, a day to champion financial literacy and a chance to celebrate financial growth and progress. Green is the color of money, the color of wealth, and the color of financial